That's
And
my camera. Action.
oh, and welcome to the show.
Welcome.
It's Wednesday. We don't know what we're doing.
Well, I literally just told Josh we're going live, and I was giving him the countdown, and I said, it's going to your camera. 5, 4. Hi.
Hi,
Here I am.
Damian.
Hi, it's good to see you. Here, I can get there. We're both on the camera. I am excited to have you. Now today's a little different than normal because, well, you're different. You look good. The hair's looking great. Everything is we're loving. I think I'm gonna adjust the camera angle so we can just see more of you. Honestly, we need more of you. But we have a special live show today, which I'm gonna be on here sharing since you'll be talking. I am going to start sharing all this, but Josh has a lot of interesting stuff. What are you going to talk about today? Nice.
Myths and misconceptions about the Ozarks. So I thought it'd be fun to play with that. A lot of people who live in the Ozarks don't even know they live in the Ozarks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is very weird.
They live here and they don't know they live in the Ozarks.
And they don't know. And we can get into the whys and whithertos and wherefores of all that shortly. So yeah. But in the meantime, I have carbs and you don't.
That's unfortunately very, very true.
So tell us what have you? There was a challenge. I saw it over the weekend. I thought about joining it, and I wasn't that sadomasochistic, so I did not. But other people did, and I'm super excited about that.
They did join. So it was the Gumo 48-hour challenge. But it's not just for 48 hours. It's a 30-day challenge. But the 48-hour challenge of it was no food, nothing. You can only have water or light teas for 48 hours. I went to the exact minute. I was very proud because I don't have good willpower.
Proud of you. Very proud of you.
That's why I never did meth. Because had I have done meth, I just figured since we're talking about the
Yeah. Bring it
I
on.
would probably do it forever because I'd be like, no more self-control. Because, I mean, that's obviously, people do that all the time. Now, and so I accomplished that. Now I'm on 30-day keto, and I can have 0 carbs. But you,
Me.
you literally ate all of my carbs.
I
Your carbs
did.
are more than you and mine without the diet.
I did over 300 grams of carbs yesterday.
Oh my God.
On purpose, mind you, on purpose.
No, I know, but it's just me. I'm only allowed to have. I can have 5 carbs a day. 5.
Wow. Yeah.
And you're eating 300 carbs. That sounds freaking delicious. But also, you're built like a tank. I'm barrel chested, but I have to work for muscle mass. You're Nordic.
I guess
You're
I'm.
very Nordic.
I don't know what I am. I am decidedly Northern European. You're Southern European.
I am Southern European, Northern Italian, which surprisingly is the hillbillies of Italy.
I love that, and we're going to talk a lot about hillbillies, and I think that's one of the reasons you get along well here.
I do. I think so. Hit me with it. I want to hear all about hillbillies.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think they are, and by they I mean me. I think that the hillbillies are really it's an interesting subculture that gets a lot like everybody thinks they know what a hillbilly is, but then when you really dig down to it, you really start to question: do we really?
Oh, what is a hillbilly in your definition here?
Well, in the most most objective is people who live in the mountains. But I think that a certain group, a certain type of people are drawn to the mountains. People that tend to be more independent, that tend to be more. They enjoy the isolation.
Yeah.
More definitely a concept of clan, and clan not like the clan, but of family clans.
Thanks for clarifying that.
You're welcome.
Because there's a lot of people that will interpret how they wish these days. And next you see tomorrow Branson Q is now a part of the clan.
I'm everywhere.
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere doing everything, and I really this might seem odd, but I think that certain types of topography attract certain types of people. I really do, and they're the kinds of people that are my kinds of people. Uh, Appreciate the closeness of the hills and the the concept of close family or close clan, but not the idea of those wide open spaces that you get in other regions that where there's just it feels like there's too much sky.
There's two. By the way, Jennifer, quick thank you for liking this. That's great. This is one of our first lives. We normally pre-record this, so we can thank you live now. But you're right. I like open spaces sometimes. To storm days. There's a time and a place. But as you said, for me, the mountains. My family is all from the mountains in Tennessee, and they all went. They're from Italy, and they're mountains in Italy. I'm sorry, and they all moved to the mountains in Tennessee. And then we've got some in Chicago and everything, but all the ones in Chicago, they always miss the mountains, and that's where I run to. Here is perfect for me because we have just enough hills for me to be happy. They're not mountains.
No.
When people say the Ozark Mountains, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm like, those aren't mountains. But they're beautiful. They're very unique, and the landscape here is it's so beautiful.
It is.
I flock to this. I don't want to leave here.
Yeah. In case anybody's wondering, my voice today was brought to you by pollen.
That's also a thing of the Ozarks, right?
Yes, it is. And a big shout out to the Ground Up for this delicious matcha tea that I drink very sadomasochistically because of the way it tastes. But I also drink it because it's good for me.
It is. Matcha tea is good for you. So come on by the Ground Up, 125 Southwest Highway 65, Branson, Missouri. But Josh, I like the hillbilly life. Some people might take that as offensive for whatever reason. But if you're a hillbilly, you won't. That's the thing. If you are an actual hillbilly, that is not an offensive term. Why?
I think hillbilly has two different connotations to it, and those connotations run really long and really well back into the early 20th century, probably before. So if you're a hillbilly that is talking about being a hillbilly, you understand that this is a part of our heritage, that this is part of who we are. It is part of something called honor culture, which is oftentimes vastly misunderstood in more urban or quote-unquote civilized areas. And the more that we understand that, the better. And also I think that I have a great appreciation for a lot of the traditions. You mentioned Italy. A lot of the cultural traditions of Italian immigrants coming over was also very similar to a lot of the Irish and Scots immigrants coming over. That they understood something that we get that it's easy to ignore these days, and that is that authoritarian powers very rarely have your best interest at heart, and the way to navigate that is through close family, close friend, close business connections that you can trust, and that above all else, your family and your honor and your way of life is going to be preserved one way or the other.
Yeah, I really like that. I notice here that we do have a lot of I switched to the wrong thing. That's the one thing about live. That was my fault. I have the wrong labels and I'm just winging it.
I like it. I like it when we wing it.
Yeah, it's more fun to wing it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of family values around here that I've noticed. A lot of people from all over the place have flocked to the Midwest. We are regardless of what people might think, this is an extremely diverse area. It is,
and it's Branson is a rather unique bubble in the midst of the Ozarks, and then of course Springfield is its own creature entirely as a growing city. Something that I worked really hard and continue to work really hard at with State of the Ozarks is helping to define and preserve and I think more importantly to celebrate our unique identity, because cultural homogenization is a real threat to a wide variety of locations, and we start losing our ways of life. We start losing our sense of purpose. It can be a really bad thing, but it usually comes in the form of convenience and modernization, and that is very seductive.
Yeah, man, I like, when people listen to you, I'm just throwing this out there randomly. People listen to you talk about something. It's always a breath of fresh air. You have this very nice, it's an educational voice, but it's not PBS.
I'm glad
it doesn't put me to sleep because let me tell you, I can say, I will be totally honest, if anyone else said all of those words that you just said, and I mean this, this would be me,
and Damien.
What?
And that is all things considered.
And what?
And that is all things considered.
But you have such a great way. I'm glad we have someone like you. We have friends in Q, luckily, to keep us informed. So I want to know, though. I know that you know.
Yes.
Lots of things about
I
the
do.
Ozarks.
I do.
So,
I do. 14 years. 14 years.
14 years. I mean, not to mention, I'm going to go over to our duo cam where we can show off your site.
Okay. Yeah.
So perhaps that can. We're not here to talk about your site. It's
right.
the Ozarks, but
yeah.
But just for people that might not know, who built this site?
I did.
You did.
I did. Yeah, I've been building and running State of the Ozarks since 2007. I'm still the principal. I'm the editor in chief, principal writer, principal designer.
Principal. That's a fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. My actual academic background is graphic arts, so and some journalism. So
well, you can tell by the way you talk, the way you write. I just want, if you're not a member, look, if you're a local business owner in Hollister, Branson, anywhere in the Ozarks, get a hold of Josh. Obviously, you can call right here, 335-1371.
That's right. Email. That's right. Right here.
He's
right
going,
here.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Let's. I'm going to test it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to test it right now.
Yeah.
Of course, look at my phone. Half of it is black now. It's just the screen went out, so it doesn't work. No, but you can call that number. He will answer it. Tell you what, call that number right now if you're watching. And he'll answer it.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'll answer it.
Text me, and we're in.
Don't call when people are live.
Who calls using their telephone anymore? Anyway.
Hey, I still have the recorded one.
Okay.
But tell us about this magazine.
Yeah, we've got between 400 and 500 original articles with original photos on there, dealing with culture, craftsmanship, natural heritage, even a little bit about some tourism history, and just a lot of stuff to read. That's what it's designed for. Of course, if you go on the homepage, you get a really annoying pop-up screen that says sign up for State of the Ozarks Weekly. I don't like pop-ups any better than anybody else, but it works, and that's why people use them. But the sign up is for the weekly. It's an email that comes out every Sunday at 5 p.m. and has come out every Sunday at 5 p.m. for almost 14 years.
Which is incredible. What's the most, just out of all of the articles that you've had in 14 years? That's a lot. Do the math. I mean,
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We'll just say it's a lot. What is the most memorable story that you had, either because of the drama of it or the romance of it, or whatever?
Well, there's obviously, super cliche, lots and lots of favorite stories, blah blah blah. But one is actually kind of a twofold piece. Okay. Has kind of an interesting story, and funnily enough, the picture there of the mill is related to it.
Really?
Yeah, that's War Eagle Mill.
That's awesome. Okay.
Down in War Eagle, Arkansas, and that let's see, there might be an easy or not easy way to get into it. Anyway, the site is designed to be browsed into.
Oh, that's just the main.
That's just the icon
that's
picture.
Cool that the photo is from one of the articles, and that's what you use for the main stock photo for it.
Yeah.
So that shows right there. That was a very important moment.
It is, and it's a side note on this, but you mentioned stock photos, and obviously we use a lot of photos
yes.
on the site. They are all mine.
Yes.
Or they are, if it's a story related to like somebody's family or whatever, they could contribute photos. Yeah, given permission. Well, I have permission to use.
Yes.
And but I'm really proud of it. It's something I wanted to do from the very beginning, which is that the photos on the site are original. That we're not just harvesting photos. We didn't just get a stock photo CD and say, wow, that kind of looks like the Ozarks, let's roll with it, which I personally find really irritating.
Yes.
And
you mean like the show that's filmed in Georgia?
Oh.
Anyway.
To me, that is really important to capture that sense of place. But that is War Eagle Mill. So here's the story. War Eagle Fair, they did not have it last year for reasons, but I love that one. That's from Dog Patch. And great photos by Tennille Blair Neff. Tennille is the executive director of Southern Missouri Arts Connection, and she took some really phenomenally haunting photos of Dog Patch back in its crumbly days. And that's a character from Dog Patch.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I think it's terrifying and beautiful.
I want it as a pet.
I have a photo for you then. So going down into War Eagle for the fair, so War Eagle is classified as the mother of all craft fairs, or maybe the grandpappy of all craft fairs in the Ozarks. You can get 250,000 people down there over the weekend, and it's in a field with the mill. It's incredible.
What? That's it?
Yeah,
nice.
It is a craft fair and the working grist mill and fields, and you can have thousands and thousands, tens of hundreds of thousands of people.
That's incredible. Yeah, we'll go next year. Yeah. So this October. Yeah. And where? How far is this from? It's about 40 miles south of here. That's it? Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. You know, I have, Josh, one thing we should like film down there. Absolutely. I'm going to ask you a favor since we're live right now and we're talking about the Ozarks. And that obviously is still a part of the Ozarks because, really quick, where do the Ozarks start and end? So people know, because a lot of people mess that up, and I want them to get the facts. So, like, the Ozarks, that's just this county right here.
I know, and that's why a lot of people who live in the Ozarks don't realize that they live in the Ozarks.
Yes, thank you.
So there are two. First of all, you have to think of it in terms of two different maps that mostly overlay.
Okay.
There is a geological map.
Okay.
That is the precise boundaries of the Ozark mountain plateau, and that is geologically confirmable. And then there you go.
Oh, okay. So this will help. Let me get over to our screen here.
Yeah, and this one's pretty good. This one is pretty good. I like this one. Pardon me. Oak pollen.
Oh, I know. It is terrible. No one's enjoying this.
No, so
I mean, they're enjoying this, but not this.
Yeah.
We're
all doing the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
See, look at that. So I can
This
see why
is-
a lot of people.
Now, this is why I say that this is the geological map. So you can think Miami, Oklahoma, Muskogee, all the way to Cape Girardeau.
Okay.
And this is an interesting map because it shows a little bit more of the cultural aspect. But then also Jeff City, almost to Columbia, all the way down to Little Rock. So you're dealing with, first of all, if you notice, go over there to Illinois. There's some patches that cross the Mississippi River.
Right.
So there's a little bit of the Ozarks topographically in Illinois.
Super cool.
It's not actually shown on the map, but it's implied on the map. If you go over to Joplin, you will see where it's coming down, and then it goes gray. That is actually half of a county in Kansas that is classified as the Ozarks. And
half of a county.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
This is great. I never knew any of this.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Half of it, and you can barely see it right there on the tip of it.
Yeah. And then and then if you go down, now what is also interesting about this map, I like this map for discussion purposes. If you go down like to Fort Smith, and then you have the Oklahoma Ouachita Mountains and the Arkansas River Valley and the Ouachita Mountains down there. Hot Springs, Tallahassee, Mena, that kind of thing. So culturally, the Ouachitas are the Ozarks, is Ozarks culture. Geologically, the Ouachita Mountains are a distinct mountain range. They have a completely different setup, geology, history. They functioned in terms of their formation was completely differently. So the Ouachitas are not the Ozarks, but culturally they are. A great example, if you go up to St. Louis, you'll see that a good chunk of the St. Louis Metroplex is in the Ozarks.
Yeah, I'm seeing just right here on the boundary.
Yeah. And so something that's really interesting, there's a ton of people living in the St. Louis Metroplex who live in the Ozarks, but culturally, they are part of the St. Louis Metroplex. That's culturally not part of the Ozarks. If you, so you have to think of it in terms of a geological map, and then you also have to overlay that with a cultural map.
Okay. So I just learned so much. I mean, I'm looking at this map, but the map's cool. It doesn't do as much justice as hearing those exact lines. So, I mean, the Ozarks, it is such a wonderful stretch of...
It's massive.
And it's, but it's not just, oh, those are the Ozarks. It is a culture. I mean,
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There's a culture that's in here, and it's a very, very diverse culture.
It is. It
From
is.
Native Americans, all sorts of race and orientational places. I mean, Eureka Springs especially, being, entertainment and everything, Branson.
Yeah, I think that one of the things I love, and I think it's very unique, very interesting in regards to tourism and culture, is that Branson and Eureka Springs are so close to each other, and they really are the antithesis of one another, and I really love that. Yeah. I think that is important to our culture to have those kind of contrasts.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we've all been working so hard around here to bring even more and more positive diversity, especially around Branson, and it's working. Not diversity in the way of, oh, we're going to force this, we're going to force everyone to. No. Kind of diversity we have here is an all understanding acceptance, and we're all growing together.
And I think that can be a really good thing. I think people are resistant to the concept of diversity because they feel like that if that you are in danger of losing your identity.
Right.
I think that is the biggest thing, and I think that is understandable. I think in order for us to move forward, those kind of things have to be taken into consideration, and they have to be respected. You can't just say, "Oh, change."
Right.
And people do not react well to that, and people, especially very traditional people in the Ozarks, especially do not react well to that for good reason.
Sure. I mean, it's kind of like, there's some people that have sacred temples and churches, and I mean, the Ozarks, it's our own spiritual sacred grounds. I am a resident here. I'm not from here.
As am I. I'm
here,
yes.
And that's what's beautiful. The Ozarks isn't a place people are from the Ozarks, but they're not just from the Ozarks. A lot of people, this is a stop point, or this is a migration point from back on the old dusty trail days. The Ozarks was a place to stop and get rest, but people just never left.
At times, yes.
For valid reasons. I mean, there's people on their way to California, Nevada, and then they found these just quaint little places. They're like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna put my feet up for a few weeks. Okay, few years. Okay, now 40 generations later, we're still there.
And
the Hershins.
There's something, of course, the Hershins, and I love this about their story. They were originally from Chicago, and they came down ostensibly on vacation in the 50s, and Silver Dollar City was the result. It is an interesting reality that everybody at some point is from someplace else. Yeah. We all are, and I think the real question is what do we do with the responsibility given to us when we're at the place that we are. I think that's, and the Ozarks have a really special culture, as you've already noted. certainly things like our Scots-Irish heritage has contributed heavily to what we think of as traditional hillbilly culture, and that is very precious and very important, and worthy of a lot of respect.
Yeah, oh, I'm going back over to, there we go, State of the Ozarks. Hey, that's just me. No, it's really nice learning about just all the beauties of this. I feel that every week I learn something new. I'm a member of State of the Ozarks.
Yes, you are.
I know a lot of people that are members, and actually I just took off my hat because Joshua Stafford from Stafford's Barbershop across the street, he cut my hair, and I love it.
He did a great job.
I ever had it this short, and he added an extra line. Quest over there is wonderful too, so go talk to them. I just wanted to show off my hair. But that's another thing about the Ozarks. We're all from different places, but yet we're all coming here. We're all just one big family, and it doesn't really matter who you are if you're just passing through. I mean, people are just passing through here all the time. I mean, we live in Branson and Hollister. Everyone is always just passing through. There's only 12,000 of us that actually live here, and 8,000 of those pay taxes. So, it's like it is what it is. But it's
getting into some of the problematic aspects of Ozarks from two different directions. One of the realities we said good, bad, and ugly is there is a lot of poverty here,
yeah,
and some of that is inescapable. Some of that is certainly the responsibility of the people who are in poverty as well.
yes,
And it can be hard to sort out. It can be heartbreaking. We have a lot of issues right here in town. Of course, when I was doing the Branson U interviews, one of the really heartbreaking questions that I had to pose before the candidates, but I thought it was super important, was our poverty numbers for Branson and for Taney County, which are scary, and of course meth.
yeah. Which I'm actually here. Take us over here. This is an example. This is actually a common thing.
Yeah.
To see around the Ozarks. Which,
Yeah, it is.
In a way, I know this sounds weird. In a way, though, when you see those sites, it's not as sad as other places just because of the way that this place is. That they might be really bad. You don't know their story, but there's some kind of underlying beauty about that type of poverty. As weird as that sounds, because it makes you think back in the old trade days and whatever, but it has that unfortunate story.
You're out there romanticizing meth labs, Damian.
And that's the only way around
but I get it. There is.
But that's a meth lab. That's literally what that is.
I have a love-hate, but mostly love relationship with the film Winter's Bone.
Sure.
I really do. And this kind of poverty is real. Something that I think makes it rather embedded in the culture is part of our independence.
Yeah.
It is because, the idea that, by doing this, you're really taking, it's a terrible, awful thing to do, but you are in charge of your destiny, at least until you blow yourself up or die from an overdose.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, there's a lot of people that are older, they've been born into those families, and they all do have kind of the same unfortunate story. Oh, I did drugs, or my daddy did drugs, or and this trailer actually right here, this is on Presbyterian.
Yeah.
Over here. So, and I mean, I've talked to the people several times. They have a dog, it's a pit bull, it's very sweet, but we live, we're in one type of neighborhood. But then just walking down the next road over, you walk right through it. But everyone still treats each other with respect. But it's just, we do have that unfortunate thing here.
Meth is the new moonshine.
It is. That is the best way to put it. Except
it is.
Moonshine, like you can go buy just anywhere now.
I know.
And now meth is, but it is. It's to do that illegal smuggling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very real. And I think that and this is one of the things I think it's very positive to talk about this stuff and talk about it in a way that is also respectful to the people who are doing it, because this is also in some cases inescapable, in some cases family tradition,
right.
but it is part of our culture, whether we like it or not, and to just turn our noses, down and be like, yeah, and then this is next door.
Yeah, this is exactly. I wanted to hear about that. That's not a very good quality photo, but this is also a very. It's an equally common sight, and I will say that houses like this are equally common as the trailer home I just showed.
It is, and in some cases, in very close proximity to one another.
Very.
You go over to Emerald Point.
Yes. Here, I will. We almost lived down there, at Emerald Point a long time ago. Not a long time ago. It's 2 years ago. Emerald Point, and that's still in Hollister.
Yeah.
They have, talk about, because I've walked through the woods there, and there's homeless camps.
Yeah.
Followed by massive mansions.
I know.
In the same yard.
It is something that, to me, is a little, it's a little concerning to me, and I'd like to see, I don't know what I'd like to see, but, I think the first point is that we just have to talk about difficult realities.
Yeah.
And then see what develops that is hopefully positive from there. But if you pull up, if you pull up a Google map of Emerald Point, and then you see what's right next door, and there is something that is confirmable. That when, for example, if you have, there we go, beautiful lake. If you have, for example, a community or larger social strata that is pretty much all in poverty. Yeah. Crime really isn't that bad because everybody's pretty much in the same boat. You start getting problems. You start getting problems when you start having notable stratification. So if you have, really extremely well off next to extreme poverty.
Yes.
That is when, because then it's that sense, it starts breeding that sense of resentment that those people have, that they have more than they need, and then I should just be able to take it, so on and so forth. My family, my mom's side in the coal mining hills of southern Iowa, they were what you would classify as poor. What I think is very notable about what I would consider to be true hillbilly culture is that there is a dignity in that you are not basing your well-being, or you're not basing your self-worth on how much money you have,
right,
or how much money you can flaunt. And so as a result, I mean, in all fairness, my great-grandparents, the Depression happened and it did not impact them because they didn't have any money in the bank to begin with.
So they're like, wow, everyone else is normal now.
They lived off in a holler, and they're, what Grandma Gwen said, and this is my Welsh hillbilly family. What Grandma Gwen said was, there was, the cow still gave milk, we still grew a garden, and there were still squirrels, and there were still fish in the creek. So our lives didn't change.
And that's beautiful. That's what is beautiful about the Ozarks.
It is. It can be. Because
it can be.
Yeah.
It kind of shows. I guess that's more what I meant when I was looking at the unfortunate poverty. But even some of the people that live in just the broken down trailer homes, a lot of them really, truly love to just fish.
Yeah.
And hunt. And some of them live there because they do want to live there.
And it's what is interesting, of course, is that we do have a lot of outside wealth. I think predominantly because of Branson as a tourism and retirement destination. So there's also a lot of high-end money at the same time.
There is. Well, this is Emerald Point, what we just talked about.
And just for the record, I don't have any of it, so
No, so you can tell that's very small. There's Branson and Hollister over here. I mean, you can walk to Emerald Point. It's a 3-mile walk. But you can see, so right here, Josh, I used to walk over here every day. This huge mansion that I have in my eyesight still.
Yeah.
They put it back up for sale. They just finished it. This is obviously about 2 years old. That's actually Wayne Newton's old mansion, though, and it was refurbished and refinished. Yeah, Wayne Newton lived in that exact house. So there, see, I had a fact, and I learned that because I was looking for a movie location, and I just walked in there and talked to the owners.
Yeah.
And I found out. So you can see that all these are 5,000 to 12,000 square foot mansions.
Incredible.
This one right here is, I believe, 12,000 square feet. These are about 7,000, and then the rest of these are 5,000, 7,000. So, it's right there, but if you literally go right here up the road, Um, it goes from house to a really nice house to water, nice neighborhood, right? And that's a really big house that overlooks everything.
Okay.
You know the big white house with the columns?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then as soon as you go there right on this road here, it's
Mm-hmm.
trailer homes.
Yeah.
And it's very sparse, and there's like this that's kind of run down. Then there's a few nice properties, and then trailers. So it'll be like a farm, and then this random patch of a trailer home, and then
Yeah,
a really
yeah,
nice
yeah.
home.
Now you're getting into my neighborhood.
And there's where Josh lives, right?
Yeah.
And these blurry woods. That's
Under the
there's
tarp.
Josh's house.
Under the tarp. Under the camo tarp.
That's him right there. If you can see that little thing, that's Josh's house.
I'm waving.
But it's just when I look at this map, look how beautiful. Though regardless of your status, we all get along here. I mean, it's a beautiful place. There's opportunity for everyone here.
It is
Kimberling City to Coney. I mean,
you've
what
got.
places?
I know. It's not that Coney Island.
Well, yeah,
No. Oh my gosh, I know the something that is the Ozarks as a culture is somehow wedded to the topography, and it can on one level it can be very healing, it can be very embracing, it can be a land of opportunity for individuals who are willing to make themselves good for it. The other side of it is I've seen it chew people up and spit them out.
Really?
At the same time, because it's a harsh economy, it's a seasonal economy, it can be a harsh land, and if you're not good for it, it can be a very a very unpleasant place. And so I think something that is uniquely provoking or provocative about the region is sort of that duality. I would almost not quite go this far, but almost say that, well, I would go this far. A constant dance between what we would think of as a sacred and the profane, working, side by side.
Okay. So pretty much, what's the time frame that when you say this place can chew you up and spit you out? And I can definitely see that. It's a small town. Regardless, we have millions of people come through here.
Yeah.
So they don't know the everyday,
Yeah.
We're a small enough town that you and I can bump into each other walking on the street at any given moment.
I know.
Like, literally. And one of us can say, not that we don't do this, but Betty Lou, she went to the whatever Planned Parenthood.
there is
She's
a
70. Oh wait,
This-
this is the Ozarks. You told me I'm not supposed to do any of my jokes, right?
it's the show.
It's the show.
It's the show.
Okay. We dropped frames when I said that, so it was like telling me, "Hey, stop doing that. Dropping some frames here."
It is the hand of God.
It was.
It-
Do not.
Do not. I it really varies. I think it depends on how much money you have to sustain, and then at some point it's the question of have you done one of two things? Have you created your own insular bubble of your own sort of clique? Had the responsibility and the accountability to be good for the community, and at that point, it's a lot easier sailing, so it's a variable question. It's hard to put a specific time frame on it. You could say, if you're a terrible person and you don't have any money, I'd give you 6 months.
Okay. I mean that's fair. When I moved here, I came here with $1,000, I think.
Yeah.
If like literally that's
Yeah.
all I came here.
Yeah. I'm curious about this. Tell me your impressions, your thoughts of getting here to the Ozarks, because I'm assuming
I had never been. I had been here once before. So I was living in Brazil at the time, and I flew into the U.S. in 2015. It's when I was in a bad place, but I flew in 2015 to visit my dad in Georgia, and then I came up to visit some family that I had at the time in Branson. And I loved it. I went to some shows. I saw all the small town stuff, but it was the mountains, but it's not the mountains, but it's just as cool. And and then I started exploring. I went to Silver Dollar City, and I hung out with several different cultures. This is what's cool, and I'll go ahead and say this. I'm the type of person that just walks until I find whatever, and if it's trouble I find, well, trouble it is. And on occasion, it literally is, unfortunately. But what I noticed here quickly is within the 2 weeks that I visited, I hung out with like crazy biker poker players. I hung out with like freestyling black guys and freestyled with them. I hung out with like this group of gay people that invited me to a drag show at Martha's Vineyard. I hung out with the Southern Baptists that saved me, and then I just started the cycle all over again. And it was really cool. I was like, wow, this has everything. Well, then I went back to Brazil, and I don't know why. I'm like, oh, well, the plane ticket says I have to. Like, yeah. That's why I was like, oh, and I still have to pay something, whatever. Anyway, I made it back here though in 2016, and it was just I was trying to initially repair a relationship with my mom. I can make that public. That's been public. I was trying to repair that, and she was living here at the time, but then she left, and then it was just me here, and I didn't know what to do, but I had rented my own trailer, a small kind of rundown place on a half acre on the lake, and it actually came with a boat dock, and it had a paddle boat, so I was just by myself in Indian Point. So actually, here, look, since we're on this, I can show right where I lived. Okay, right here on Indian Point, I actually lived. I can zoom right into the spot. You see all these nice houses. Yeah, none of those are me. You come over here on the point. I believe Yep, see Wayne's Circle right here? That is the trailer I was in.
I like it.
So this tin, and this is like this storage that was connected to it. Oh, they can't even see it. Hold on. So
use your imagination, folks.
Yeah, use your imagination. So anyway, to show you where Indian Point, right here, and that seems like, I mean, look. Actually, it was probably about an acre, so I would sit under my porch here. Every day I'd walk all the way down to here.
Yeah.
There's a little paddle boat that the landlord said, yeah, I can use it, and I would paddle all the way to the island, which actually, oh, there it is.
There it is,
it's so
yeah.
small in this photo. The island is usually huge, but when it floods, it's really...
And what people might not realize is that island is the top of a mountain.
Yeah, that's been flooded by...
Table Rock Lake from 1959. Yeah.
Which is cool. Okay, thank you. So it was 1959.
Yeah.
I've heard stories that there's just like towns buried everywhere, under bridges and everything.
We'll jump into this a little bit. Kimberling City Bridge. There's a bridge underneath the bridge.
Yeah, so this one right here.
Yeah. There's a bridge underneath there. The lake is very, very deep right there. So.
Like what's how?
Oh, I don't ask me numbers, because I will always get them wrong. But let's just say that there is a tall, real bridge underneath that bridge that you do not see, and you can dive down to it.
Here, look.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Everything you already said, I can already
tell.
Yeah. Okay, you already told us all that. Don't tell us about the dam. We just want to know. Wow, the dam is really long.
Yeah.
That's a big damn dam.
It is. The lake changed everything. I think that can be confirmable. There's not, in terms of the small villages that were inundated by the lake in 1959, there's not much of anything left.
Okay. So, because, I mean, some people make it sound like there's entire underwater cities there.
No, and part of that is that there weren't much of any cities. There were homesteads. There were farms. There were a handful of villages or communities. The thing that is, I'm looking at watching you scroll. The thing that it's all good. The thing that is heartbreaking, and I think for this area, this is known as White River Country, the White River, because what is now Table Rock Lake, what is now Lake Taneycomo, was the White River.
And I see you get visibly irritated when people say it, and you always you do this face, and you're like, well, and actually that's because it is a river. I've seen this twice, and because I get it, because it does irritate me. I love knowing history, and I love being, and there lake, and you can see it in your face, and you know what I'm talking about. It happened recently.
we both know.
You were corrected, and no, it's a lake, and you just went, okay, and then it was almost, there was like a Sheldon moment from Big Bang. You're like, it's a river. It was an under your breath moment because it wasn't worth it to you for the situation.
It's a river. It is. I think it's it's such an interesting thing because the truth is it's both.
Yeah.
But prior to, so just a short period, just short concept of history. The cavalry is here.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I like it. It was a good musical intro. But the White River Valley, the White River, of course, starts in northwest Arkansas. Because of the elevation structure, it flows north, out of the mountains. I love that about it because we always. What's that?
I can bring it back up.
Yeah.
So where should I start here? Because I love tracing stuff.
Yeah, back way out. Okay. And now, go down like Holiday Island, Eureka Springs. We've got Beaver Lake down there. See Beaver Lake?
Yeah.
Okay. Now scroll a little bit to the southwest, down toward Rogers. Okay. Probably, you see where Lowell is? I'm totally guessing on this in terms of the official beginning, but there's a point somewhere. Yes, scroll back. Probably War Eagle, actually. And there's War Eagle.
Beavorama.
Beavorama.
What is that?
We should go find out. Or should we?
I'm sorry, I've never seen, or have you ever heard of Beavorama?
I have not. But okay, so we've got these creeks, streams, small rivers, all flowing here from the high mountains, comparatively speaking, sort of higher country of northwest Arkansas. And they are all coming together to come into what is now Beaver Lake.
Okay.
And Beaver Lake is going to be the beginnings of the White River.
Okay.
And then the White River, Beaver Lake then goes into, there you go. Beaver Lake is going to go into Table Rock Lake. And then...
all the way up through here.
Yep, and then, I think so. That's going to be all Beaver. You get, scroll back.
Oh, and there's the stream right there.
Yep, there you go.
And that's obviously, that's a river,
Yeah.
Creek.
Yeah, and then Beaver, Arkansas. The Golden Great Bridge of the Ozarks is in Beaver, Arkansas. I like that. That's a suspension bridge.
Oh, really?
That's a suspension bridge built in, I believe, the late 40s. It's super cool.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I forgot that we could do this.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
It is.
How have I never been on that?
I don't know. I'll take you down there.
All right, that'll be excellent.
Yeah.
I don't believe I've ever been on there. Okay, so...
And that's about the point where the White River starts turning into Table Rock Lake.
Okay.
And then, of course, Table Rock Lake inundated a massive amount of because you have to understand, when you fill up a lake, it not only fills up in this case the White River, but it also fills up all the tributaries. It filled up a lot of the James River that comes down from Nixa.
Yeah, so look at this. It goes into these lakes. There's Table Rock Lake. But then
and there's the dam. Now that, which looks very much like a river, because it is also Lake Taneycomo. And if you scroll down to Power Site's going to be down a little ways toward Forsyth, up. Yep, down toward Rockaway Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this. Is it by the Sonic Drive-In?
Not today.
I got turned. Hey, I'm not from here. All right. Top of the rock. Where am I going? West.
You're going east. Oh, I need to go east. Yeah, and now up a little bit. There you go. There's Rockaway. Yep, there you go. Power Site. There's Power Site. Get in on Power Site. Okay. That's what started the whole thing. That's what started everything. Scroll up a little bit. There you go. Right there. Ozark Beach Dam.
Okay.
This
is the thing that flooded that whole park, right?
No.
Okay.
No. But you're close.
Okay.
But Ozark Beach Dam, Power Site Dam, that dam creates Lake Taneycomo.
Okay. So all of this
is a lake all the way back to Branson, but it's also a river.
I mean, look, I've never seen a lake that does that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's a lake. But I
It's
would say it's more of a river than a lake.
it's both.
And I like that. Only the Ozarks. It's both.
Yeah.
It's both of them.
And of course, all of these dams were proposed for flood control. And then they were proposed for flood control, but they were sold on the idea that they would provide cheap electricity.
Okay, and was that true?
Yeah, sorta.
Depends. It was the same as it was. Nothing changed. Just a bigger bill now.
Yeah, I think so, but it's a little hard to tell. But Power Site Dam was built in 1913. So Lake Taneycomo has been there since 1913. And then, interestingly enough, of course, past Power Site, when you're looking at what looks like the river at Forsyth and what inundates Shadow Rock Park, is Bull Shoals Lake. Because we've got one more dam. So we've got Beaver Dam, we've got Table Rock Dam, we've got Power Site Dam, and we've got Bull Shoals Dam. So we've got four dams on the White River, making.
All the way.
There you go. Yeah, right there. And then if you notice, it finally starts being listed as the White River again.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
So, but literally, that connects. Look, all the way.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I bet that would be a wonderful boat trip.
I think it'd be great.
You know,
I think it would be great.
I don't know if a boat probably couldn't do the whole thing because of some narrow spots, but just kayaking.
Oh well, it's wider than it looks.
Oh yeah. But
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
I guess can you take a boat through the whole thing from one lake to another?
If you can jump from over the dam.
Oh yeah.
But what where we live in Hollister, just a little ways past us, is access to Bull Shoals out at the Drury-Mincy Conservation Area.
When you go past the high school
and then keep going out towards Gobbler's Knob.
Out towards Gobbler's Knob. Just past that old pawn shop and the liquor store and that ammunition place.
I know that place.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what's funny.
Yeah, I do.
You're like, oh, yeah, I know that place.
So, but those lakes changed, and I think changed the Ozarks, and they were planning on doing the same thing to the Buffalo River. They were planning on doing the same thing to the Current River, and there was a widespread response by the communities to prevent that from happening. That's one of the reasons that Buffalo is a park. The Buffalo River is a park system.
It's amazing to zoom out on this and look at. I mean, we truly do have a beautiful country.
We do.
But we're in such. I mean, this area right here.
Yes.
What a piece of the pie. We're close enough to. I mean, we are the heart of everything.
And again, talking about the sacred and the profane, the conflict or the contrast. On one hand, the Ozarks have been a place for people to isolate themselves and to hide out. On the other hand, there we are.
Hey, we're broadcasting right now.
Yes. On the other hand, the Ozarks have always been a crossroads. It has always been a region in which people traveled through. And interestingly enough, I-44 and Highway 13, both were originally Native American trails.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're still taking the same trail.
Yeah.
That's neat.
And Highway 13, became the route from Springfield down toward the southwest because it headed down from Springfield. It was the road from Springfield to Fort Smith, and then when they put in the telegraph line, it became known as the Old Wire Road because it was the old wire telegraph that ran down it.
That's great. How long did that go?
Oh, a ways past the Civil War. If you go up to Wilson's Creek Battlefield,
I haven't been there yet.
the house, the main house is preserved. The little gravel drive that's in front of it is part of the old wire road, and you can still find some old trees that have the telegraph line wires growing. The trees growing around them.
That's super cool. That's super cool. Now I want to go over here.
Yes.
We have some events coming up. Why don't we go over our weather really quick?
Yeah.
And then when we come back, I want to hear about some of these events.
Okay.
And then there's more questions about the Ozarks because we got a lot more stuff to talk about. Let's go over to the weather. We're back, so it looks like we're not going to have too much rain today. It's definitely chilly for May, which is great. I love that. I'm sorry some of you sunbirds don't love that. It looks like we have a high of about 66 degrees today, 15-mile-an-hour wind, partly cloudy. I'm going to enjoy every bit of this week. The rest of the week's going to be like that, but we will probably have thunderstorms moving in on a new system next week. Or we might not. It is the Ozarks, which if you don't like the weather, not to be cliche, it will change in 5 minutes. We've had snow and summer in the same days here. Like we're within 48 hours, we had 4 seasons. Remember that just a few weeks ago? Hot, tornado, monsoon, snow, and then hot the next day. It was fun. But
and I just it's it's always gonna mess with you. It's always gonna be what it is. I think it keeps us on our toes, and it teaches us to be nimble.
Yeah. Well, I know it tried to mess up your farmer's market, and it actually successfully closed you down.
We did have a rain out last week.
That's extremely rare.
It is.
Because most people can tough through it, but this was a misty rain that poured and then was mist sideways and didn't stop.
It was a set-in rain.
Yeah.
It was a set-in rain.
Yeah, no one was getting out of their house.
Yeah.
So, that's one of many events. We've got the calendar up over here. Tell us about a couple events and what they are.
Absolutely.
Suspected spam. Look at that.
I think I just need that intro for the whole thing, but
that's gonna be it. I have muted this 3 times. My phone's broken today, everyone. So it has this weird black line through it, and
it's all good. So we got, of course, First Friday Art Walks, coming up. We've just had our May Art Walk, which it did try to rain on, but we did it anyway. And Hollister Farmers Market is rocking and rolling, weather permitting, Tuesday afternoons, Saturday mornings. And then Writers Artist Night is the next big event on the horizon for June 19th. Of course, the Art Walks, you've been to the Art Walks. They're a pretty good-sized event, too.
You meet a lot of people.
That's my favorite part, is getting to see everybody.
You'll have your days where there's less of a crowd, and you have your days where there's so much of a crowd that, it's really nice. It has its local days, and then there's tourists there. I've seen all sorts of everybody there.
Yeah,
which is
I thought this was funny. I took some flyers into Downing Street Poorhouse, and the guy at the bar, not an employee, but just a guy at the bar, was like, "Art Walks tonight? I ain't going. You can't find any place to park." So I apparently messed up his drinking schedule.
Wow, it's amazing though that there's just so many people. They just take one thing and they're like, I hate this now.
I thought it was funny.
You ruined my whole night. You can't even park there yet. Okay,
I thought it was great.
Driving or parking anyway.
All right. I thought it was fun. Yeah, I'm like, I don't blame you, bud. I can't find a place to park either. I think I might have said that to him. I'm not sure. And then June 19th in the city park at Hollister, 6 to 10 p.m. Writers Artist Night. Super excited about that event. Yes, you will. You are a contributor.
I'm a contributor. I have a piece.
Yes, you do.
That may or may not be pseudo-political.
I think it's timely, and I like it. And then, of course, the regular art walks, first Friday of each month, getting down to the big event, which is State of the Ozarks Fest. 2021 on Downing Street on September 18th.
It seems so far away, but it's going to be like tomorrow.
Oh,
September 18th.
yeah, I'm on the cusp of starting marketing already.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it is halfway through May.
I know.
It's 66 degrees outside, which I'm not complaining.
It's blackberry winter. That's what it is.
But hey, man, you can grow blackberries for extended time right now, can't you?
Well, here's the deal. So everybody knows about Indian summer. Not a lot of people know about blackberry winter.
Okay. Blackberry winter.
Blackberry winter is a mid to late spring cold snap that occurs while the blackberries are blooming.
Okay.
And that's pretty much now, and we're having it. So this is really, once you kind of get into the rhythm of the season, this is not terribly unusual.
No, I mean, I can recall my first May was like this. I'll never forget 2019 summer. That was the most brutal summer. I mean, as far as heat, I mean, it was February one day, and then it was summer until November.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, and then we had a tornado, and then there was no snow, and then it was 85 degrees on Christmas Day.
I do remember that.
That was horrible. This past Christmas, man, we had a white Christmas though, didn't we?
Oh,
it snowed and snowed.
I love the snow this year.
It snowed on Christmas Day.
It was great.
I mean,
it was great.
And then we were like snowed in for days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was amazing.
I just, I got my truck out and snowplowed my way down to the gym so that I could do my powerlifting.
So that you could eat more of my carbs.
Yeah, I could eat more of your carbs. That's what it's all about.
I'm still hungry. Like my breakfast was blueberries and peanuts,
Which
was really good, but I could have eaten several pounds of it.
Yes.
And that's where I have to not do that. But if anyone saw my photo on Facebook.
Yeah, how was that? How did that feel?
Well, it was weird to see. I've never been that out of shape in my life. For me, it's really out of shape. And I'm 33, so I'm at the age where you do have to start watching because, here's the deal. If once you turn 40, if you have a regimen, then you can still be safe. But if you hit 40, from the early 30s, if you hit 40 without doing anything about it, you will start a downtrend.
Yeah.
I know that you're like 20, but
I wish.
But but you kind of did the right thing once your age was changing a little bit. I'm being nice to everyone about how I say this. When your age was changing,
my age was changing.
When it changed to be more than what it was prior.
I'm old. I'm 42, and
42 is not. It's really not old.
But
you started your diet like as you were kind of going into your 40s.
I did. I actually started. I started really taking a lot of responsibility as a journey in my early 30s.
Yeah.
So
which is important.
It is. It is. That you're 100% right. It is. It is. I think at this point is that fork in the road that you can either start aging very dramatically or you can.
Right. Well, here I'll bring it up if no one knows what I'm talking about. It was kind of embarrassing because look, normally a year ago or not a year ago, 2 years ago, I'd mow the lawn and I'd have my shirt off because it was really hot and like I'm at the point. I know it sounds weird, the self-conscious, the actor in me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that, just because I've never been so out of shape. Here it is. I'll bring it up. Let me get on the PC here. So I took this photo. Because I hit 201 pounds on May 8th, 2021 is when I decided to go on a diet. So, and even this is my father right here. That's the age I started to gain weight. You must now he's got a thing, get off the scale get on it every day, which I disagree with only because that's the definition of insanity. You can't do that.
Everybody has a little bit of a different approach.
Yeah,
on what works for them.
But it was weird to see this. I don't recall. I don't know where it is. An old picture of me, where I do have an 8-pack.
That's incredible.
And I'll try to brag. I was in really good shape. I was 163 pounds. On
wow.
average.
Yeah.
165 was my max out, and I was thin. So look, when you look in the mirror, if you're not happy, change it. But as long as you still love yourself this way, you can become the better you.
I think that's a very healthy approach.
Yeah, I mean, because look, I'm not saying that if someone else looks like this, I'm not saying anything about them. This is personal to me.
Yeah, and
So
that's
I
what it
don't
has
look
to
at
be.
someone else like this, and I mean, there's a lot of guys that can rock the dad bod,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't. And it's like I do wish I could be one of those country guys that have like kind of the rounded belly, but they still have muscles.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? It's round, and they have like this sounds weird, but they have like this perfect amount of hair, so they look tough, but also their skin's kind of leathery, and they're just like, hey, boy, I'm fishing, and like they're out of shape, but they're not.
But they're not.
They could run after you, snap your neck, and do a backflip, and whatever.
Yeah.
I can't. So
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, you know, I will in 30 days be transformed, and then in 6 months, I will be transformed.
I've spent most of my adult life in shape, and by in shape I mean in the shape of.
In the shape of a pear. That's a pear is a shape. If anyone says that it's not, then they're the problem with America. No. Josh, this has been really educational. So I want people. I will be at all the events that we had.
Bring Bella.
I will bring Bella. She's doing good. She's just asleep. Oh, hold on. Pollen. Hold on. Let me mute it. There you go. I'm glad I have that beat button to censor out things live.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
everyone, thank you so much for watching. Definitely go to stateoftheozarks.net. Sign up. That little annoying pop-up that we all insist on putting on our sites.
It's there for a reason.
It does work. Let's get some quick inspiration though today.
Yes.
Is there anything that's been on your mind, weighing on your mind? Are you looking for any type of inspirational words over a certain subject?
Oh, when will the pollen end?
When will the pollen end? And let's add, when will the pollen end, and will I be okay?
And will I? Yes.
And when will the pollen end? Are we going to be okay? Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right here, left or right?
Right.
Right. You do not exist to impress the world. You exist to live your life in a way that will make you happy.
Aw.
So that doesn't answer the question.
I'm sure we can extrapolate something about pollen.
So what I think is it's saying the pollen's here, and
So
bad,
and so are we.
and so are we. So be happy with it.
Yes.
And enjoy the fact that without pollen, we wouldn't have honey.
Right.
Because bees wouldn't feed, and I love honey.
I love honey too.
And honey is natural. There's no chemicals.
Quick plug on one of our vendors.
Please.
Quick plug on one of our vendors. Grandma Lena's Honey at the Hollister Farmers Market. They have a lot of different things, but I bought 2 different kinds of honey from them on Saturday.
Okay.
They have a lavender infused honey.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
And they have an elderberry syrup infused honey.
That sounds even more delicious.
And they are.
Wait, does honey have carbs in it? It doesn't matter to you.
Well, it's only pure sugar. So no, you can have as much as you like.
But it's natural. They don't add sugar to it.
They do not add sugar.
So I mean, it's not manufactured sugar, so I can eat it.
That's right. You just keep telling yourself that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong in that. I need to start changing my purple. I look all sickly now. I just realized because of the screen, and you look like magenta. Before we go, I'm fixing that. I'm leaving it live. It was the news reporter. We're doing it live.
I like this color on me a lot. I really do. So you need to share in my color greatness.
I will. I am going to share in the color greatness.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I really am. No, that after you get through your how long are you doing? How long are you planning on doing keto?
I don't know. Long enough to hate it.
After you get through like a month, then let's talk.
Hey, look, I look much better now.
Awesome.
You can't see me. I have kind of I do like that color a little bit better.
Yeah.
I don't look as much as if I'm dying.
That's always a good start.
No, the keto. So I'm gonna do keto. I think for 6 months.
Yeah. Okay.
I might even keep doing it now. But here's the thing: after 30 days, I will allow a 1-day cheat day.
Okay.
So there's no alcohol for
Good.
the next 30 days. For
Yeah,
me,
that's
which
good.
Really, it sucks, but I kind of time that because of art walks and all that. There's not too much going on to where I'll want to go
Yeah.
drink. Now you can have kombucha and stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but as far as beer and wines, I have to wait at least 30 days before any of that.
I think
and
that's
it can
fair.
only be 1 day a week.
Yeah.
So,
That's pretty healthy. We'll when we get to the point that we can do that you can do cheat days, we'll have fun with that. I will plan it out for you.
No,
Because that's what friends do.
Please, because I would love to go. Quick shout out to the Downing Street Poorhouse.
Yes.
I know you have a meeting over there.
Yes, I do.
I can't walk into those doors because I will order. I always order the poutine fries immediately, and some boneless or bone-in chicken, just however they bring them to you. They know Christy and I. They love when we walk in the door because we're easy. We're just like, yeah, you know what we want, just whatever.
Well, they're probably they may not appreciate this, but I'm going to tell you what you can order at the Downing Street Poorhouse.
What?
You can order what I get on a regular basis, which is a house salad with 1 to 3 grilled chicken breast.
Oh my.
Yes.
I like how 1 to 3.
Yeah, well, that's what I go with. One time I did 4. I'm like, I need protein.
I could do that.
You could. It's very good. I usually get it with Green Goddess dressing because they make their own house dressings.
Yeah.
Green Goddess dressing on the side. That would be predominantly keto friendly, and the rest. And the rest of it is 100% keto friendly. But basically, you're just chowing down on vegetables, a little bit of mozzarella cheese, and chicken breast. And they do a really good job of grilling the chicken.
I know that they do. I fell in love with the beef though. I used to eat the chicken D Street nachos all the time.
Yeah.
And then one day my buddy got some with beef, and I'm like, hey, let's try one of those. Why am I not getting beef?
I know.
But the chicken breast, I love the chicken breast they have there. I love that place. It's so nice. You guys do a wonderful job. Everyone, we'll give you more shout outs.
Yes.
And we'll talk to them. Maybe we'll throw them up here on this banner.
And the Poorhouse is a State of the Ozarks member.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess they don't have to pay us. All right. Well, you just ruined that. So I'll throw you the banner for free, but I want a 90 showing. No, I want something local.
Yeah.
No IPAs.
No IPAs.
No. Don't ever present me with an IPA.
I
Take it as an insult.
I shall not. I shall not.
Are you an IPA guy?
Not really.
Okay, good. You're welcome to say that.
Okay, that's good.
I was debating. I said, depending on what you said, depends if the show continues next week. Now, I want to let people know if you want to see uncensored content, memes, situations that you would never hear Josh say in public, situations I force him into on camera, which sounds terrible now that I say it out loud. So you can see that pretty soon by joining our Patreon, and we're gonna have some behind the scenes content. So give it about 2 more weeks, but keep a lookout for a link, Patreon/Gumo TV, and that will be fully active very, very soon. But you can subscribe for free right now. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gumo_TV. Go to stateoftheozarks.net. Follow all of his socials. Facebook at State of the Ozarks. And then that's Joshua Heston. You can find him. And then follow me. I've got all the stuff. Follow the Victory Plaza, VP Media, Mogul Social, all these awesome folks. If you don't know what it is, go check it out and enjoy it. So this has been a Gumo TV presentation sponsored by The Ground Up and VP Media. I say, everyone have a great day. I'm going to play them out on a nice commercial. Brought to you by The Ground Up. I just got to click the right one because I might not. Here it is. Located at 125 South Business Highway 65, Branson, Missouri. Look for Victor the Pink Bull at the Victory Plaza. The Ground Up Coffee House and Dessert Bar. Creating memories, one cup at a time.